Hello, so today we're just going to go through a very brief video on different lines and angles that may be needed while manual drafting. Firstly, when starting any manual drafting, a pencil with a sharp point is needed. The first line and most common line you'll see is a heavy line, which I've done here. What we see here now is this line is clearly visible. It's a thicker line. It's usually used for borders and for a finished drawing, so that when you go back to look at the drawing, these lines will stand out the most. It can be made that colour by either just basically pressure put on the pencil or the shade of pencil that you're using, such as a B. The next line here we have a construction line. If you can make it out, it's meant to be very light and it's only nearly used for construction when drawing out the picture or the drawing. It should be, again, it can be used by using a light pressure or a light H pencil. It's also a very thin line. The next line here then is a line we use for the diameter of a circle. It can be seen if it is a detailed drawing. It's a long dash followed by a short dash and a long dash again, and this can be seen both sides, and this usually means the center point of the circle. Then the final line we have here is hidden detail, which is a series of short dashes, long dashes, which signal a piece of drawing that cannot be seen from a certain view. What we'll move on to next is creating different angles. So the first angle we'll go through is a very basic 30 degrees. So when you have your set square flat with a T-square, by simply going off this edge here, it forms 30 degrees. Similarly, you can find 60 degrees using the same set square by using this end. Moving on, the next angle is just the 45. So it's just getting your 45 degree set square, setting it up, make sure that it's flat on the T-square, and just simply draw a line like this. These are all very basic. And finally, another basic one is 90 degrees. It can be done with either set square, either the 60-30 or the 45, by simply putting it flat on a T-square and having the 90 degree angle on it, so that it comes up at 90 degrees. You simply just draw a straight line. Sorry, that's not very straight. Moving on to another one you can do is a 75 degree angle. This can be done by having your 45 degree angle used with your 60-30 like this. That forms 75 degrees. You can see that now. Moving on to some other lines you may also need to draw a perpendicular line. Firstly, you'll start off with a line at any angle, and you may be asked to draw a line perpendicular to that. Now, perpendicular is when a line connects to this line coming straight up at 90 degrees to this line here. So a simple way to do it is, again, using your set square, leave it flat in line, and getting the 90 degree angle again with your other drawn line straight up, forming 90 degrees. Another type of line you may be asked to use is to form a parallel line. So again, a line at any given angle, using sliding set squares, where you put your two set squares side to side and they'll slide off each other like that. So you set it up so that it is the same, it's in the same angle as the line just drawn, and then you slide it up off your other set square, which will give you another line at the exact same angle, and they can be shown with arrows going in the same direction. Finally, moving on to drawing a circle. It's very simple. You get your compass and you set the radius of the given circle off this. So if we have a diameter of 4, the radius will be 2. So we can just set it quickly off the set square or steel ruler. So then you have a diameter of 2. You find your center point. Make sure it's placed firmly onto the page. And you simply swing an arc all around. Like so. And there are just some of the basics needed for when you're doing any drawing in manual drafting. Thanks.